Hey guys, YouTube Warrior 100 here, and continuing my Elm Street Friday the 13th reviews. Now, here's my review of the next movie, which is Friday the 13th Part 7, New Blood. So, no other way to put it, this one blew. Alright? This one was just absolutely terrible. Really, I mean, this one was just so boring for me to watch. I mean, seriously, I mean, I just kept feeling like just turning this one off because this was just so freaking boring. I mean, seriously, and plus this one just seemed like it was a mix of horror and fantasy because of like the powers of the the main protagonist in this movie. So yeah, this really was not one of the best Friday the 13th movies. I could maybe even say this may be even worse than Part 5. Yeah, so yeah, I give this one like about 1.5 stars out of 4. Yes, it was that bad. Yeah, so yeah, let me just jump into it because yeah, this one probably won't be very long because there's not really much to talk about here. So yeah, let me just get into it. All right. So the movie opens up with kind of like a recap of the previous movies. It was like had some narration of what happened with Jason, and it was showing like clips of some of his murders in the previous movies, and then it was showing like his his showdown with Tommy at the end of the previous movie and his death. Yeah. And then it showed that Jason's body was still in the lake. Yeah. And then it like shows the like a 7-year-old girl Tina, and she's hearing her drunken father abuse her mother, and then Tina runs out to the lake and into a boat. Oh, onto the lake, and then her father tries to apologize to her, but Tina's telling her father that she hates him. And then she uses the telekinetic powers, kinetic powers, to make the dock he's standing on collapse and make, causing him to drown. And then it cuts to 10 years later where Tina has been through some mental institutions over the guilt of the death of her father, causes it, and then her mother takes her back to Crystal Lake. Yeah, it goes back to being Crystal Lake again. Yeah, like I said, in the previous movie it changed to Forest Green, and now it's gone back to being Crystal Lake. Yeah. And then they meet Tina's doctor, Dr. Cruz, and he's starting to test her with her abilities. He used to say that they're on a side effect of her guilt feelings. And then, yeah, she meets this guy, Nick. I think later, and yeah, and then yeah, there's this group of other teens that are celebrating a birthday party of their friend Michael. There's like this girl Maddie, Robin, and then David, this guy David, and Eddie, and then Russell and his girlfriend Sandra, and then Ben and his girlfriend Kate. And Michael's, yeah, Nick is Michael's cousin, yeah. And then this girl Melissa. And yeah, later in the night, Tina goes to the dock, uh, where her father was. And yeah, she's sensing a presence in the lake, and she thinks it's him. And then yeah, it shows Jason and under the water still. And then yeah, she uses her powers to, and then yeah, it like breaks the chain that Jason was being held under there with. Then yeah, then Jason gets free from the water, and then he emerges from there. And then yeah, she then just at the sight of him passes out, and yeah, and then yeah, Tina just like says what tells Dr. Cruz what she saw, and then he's just suspecting that this is a it was a hallucination of her father and it wasn't real. And then Michael and Jane have are walking back to the Crystal Lake when they see Jason, and then Jason rams like a tent spike through Jane's throat through a tree, where he just piercing it through. And then he also take kills Michael with it too. And then later on, Nick invites Tian to come to Michael's birthday party next door. And then she, as they're all like partying, with like beer bottles and stuff, Tina has a hallucination of Jason killing Michael. Then she just drops the beer bottle and just leaves the party in panic. And then she sees like a similar spike stuck in the porch. And then yeah, Dr. Cruz comes out to see it, and he didn't see anything, and he just thinks Tina might be losing her mind. And then there was another couple that was camping out in the forest, and then Jason took them out too, where he like killed the guy like with just piercing right through his body, and then he killed the girl by like just trapping her in her sleeping bag and then just ramming her into a tree. Yeah. 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 And then the next day, Tina is telling Nick about her hospitalization, and then yeah, Melissa overheard it, and then later on she was insulting Tina about it. And yeah, Tina uses her powers again and makes like the pearl necklace that Melissa was wearing just snap half. Yeah. And then Dr. Cruz is continuing to just think that she's having hallucinations, and then yeah, Tina just became increasingly frustrated with that. And, and then later on, Tina's mother discovered about Dr. Cruz's motives is in the argument. And then yeah. And then later on, Dr. Cruz told Tina's mom that he was gonna have Tina committed permanently. And then yeah, Tina just took off in the car and ran away. Hey. And then yeah, as Tina's driving off, she had a vision of Jason killing her mother in the street, and then she just lost control of the car and crashed it, and then yeah, she just retreated on foot. And then eventually like Sandra and Russell went out to the lake, and yeah Sandra jumped into the lake naked, and as Russell was starting to strip down too, who Jason approached Russell and then just rammed him in the face with an axe. And then yeah, Sandra saw what happened to Russell, and then Jason grabbed Sandra down and underwater and made her drown. And, and then later on, Ben and Kate are having like sex in Ben's van. And then yeah, they like heard something outside the van, and David went to check it out, and then Jason like just grabbed his head and just crushed his skull. And then when Kate was looking out, Jason just like shoved a party horn right through Kate's eye. Yeah. Yeah. And then later on, yeah, Jason killed Maddie with like the like just giving her a scythe to the throat. Oh, and then yeah, Jason cut the power of the, the cabin that a lot of them were staying at. And then David like came downstairs to get something, and Jason then killed David by stabbing him. And then yeah, Melissa and Eddie were also all were together. And then yeah, Jason eventually like pro like Melissa the killed Melissa by with a machete to the neck. Like, or wait, did I say Melissa? Sorry, sorry. I meant that Jason killed Eddie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just getting kind of late right now. Also, yeah, I don't really know what I'm saying right now. So yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, getting back to what it was. Yeah, he killed Eddie with a machete to the neck. And then Jason, and upstairs, he saw Robin, and then as Robin like saw she had her hand in like a little puddle of blood, and then she saw one of the severed heads, and then Jason then grabbed Robin and threw her from an upstairs window. And then yeah, Tina and Nick found each other again in the woods. And then they eventually found Michael's dead body. And then yeah, Dr. Cruz and Tina's mom went out looking for Tina, and then they found the car, and yeah, Tina wasn't there, and then they went to search some more. And then they eventually encountered Jason, and then yeah, Dr. Cruz used like Tina's mom as a shield to stop Jason from killing him, and yeah, Jason ended up killing Tina's mom with a spear. Here, yeah. And then yeah, later on, Tina found Dr. Cruz, and then yeah, he told her that her mother died, but he didn't say how. And then Tina just ran off looking for her mom. And then yeah, Jason eventually killed Dr. Cruz, who was like just gutting him with a power saw or something. Yeah, and then Tina eventually found her mother dead, and then she found like Jason walking around, and she was keeping her distance, trying to keep her distance from him, but Jason eventually saw her. And then yeah, Tina was using her powers again to try to incapacitate Jason. Can't talk tonight. Yeah, and then yeah, she was like wrapping some like branches or something around his legs, and then he eventually fell, but he got back up. And then yeah, he just continued to chase Tina around, back to the cabin. And yeah, Tina found Melissa and Nick at the cabin, and Melissa just like she didn't want to believe any of this. And yeah, because at this point, yeah, I should have said earlier, yeah, Tina and Nick went back to her cabin, and then in Dr. Cruz's office, she like found a bunch of articles about Jason, whatever, saying he's the killer. Yeah, I should have said that earlier. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, and then yeah, Melissa had enough of this, and she didn't want to believe it, so she wanted to leave the cabin. Right when she opened the door, Jason was standing outside, and Jason ended up killing her with an axe to her head. And then yeah, Jason was going after Nick and Tina. Nick was trying to protect Tina. And then at one point, Tina used her powers again to smash like a ceiling light into Jason's face, and Jason just fell right through the stairs. But it didn't finish him off, and yeah, Jason attacked Nick some more, and then Tina used her powers again to like tighten up the straps of Jason's mask, and then it eventually just ripped off, and yeah, she saw Jason's face. Yep. And then yeah, Tina like like he she like used her powers again to make Jason fall into the cellar. And yeah, Jason was like down and out, but then he opened his eyes and he pulled Tina down into the cellar with him. And then yeah, Jason was like, yeah, he was just trying to go after Tina some more, but Tina was using her powers some more to spray some gasoline at Jason, and then but and she uses the fire from the furnace to light it to ignite Jason, and then yeah, Jason then caught fire, and then yeah, Tina and Nick fled from the cabin, and then there was the big explosion, but it didn't finish off Jason. He continued to chase after Nick and Tina, and yeah, Jason ended up knocking Nick unconscious, and yeah, he incapacitated Tina. But then yeah, Tina then used her powers to get her father to emerge from the lake and pull Jason back down into the lake with him. And then yeah, Tina just passed out right there. And then got the next morning, and then the fire department is putting out the fire. And then yeah, Tina and Nick are loaded into an ambulance, and Tina told Nick that they took care of Jason, and then yeah, the ambulance just took off, and yeah, that's how the movie ended. So yeah, like I said, I was just real bored with this. I'm sorry if this review really didn't seem very good, but yeah, I just really didn't know what else to say about it. And I really just didn't have a lot to say about it. So yeah, I apologize if this review really didn't seem very good, but yeah, this movie just wasn't really good either to begin with. So yeah, like I said, 1.5 stars out of 4, or yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that does it for my review of Friday the 13th Part 7. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.